people go. Learn to make it on my own. It's easier for me to be alone. So how are you? Keep cutting through, claiming you're not like the other guys. And only if I could give you a chance, show me that you mean it, we'll feel some type of way. Why do you keep chasing clouds? Better leave before I feel something. Before I go and change my mind. I said, why do you keep chasing clouds? Better leave before I feel something. Before I go and change my mind. Something must be wrong with me. Keep wanting just to see you show up at my door. Et même quand je suis froide, un peu indifférent, tu continues tout de même de montrer tes efforts. I'm trying to keep my heart in peace. I just can't think about the way that I feel. It's too hard to trust. I mess it up. I just can't risk to be falling like this. Oh, why do you keep chasing clouds? Before I go and change my mind.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are here for another night of LVC Rocket League. I will start by turning my mic down. I don't know why it got bumped up so much, but I'll fix that. So I'm not blasting your ears. I do apologize if I did just blow out some speakers out there, but we are here for, as I had said, another night of LVC Rocket League, and I'm always excited to see these guys play, and this should be a really good matchup we have for you guys tonight. It is LVC taking on University of Cincinnati Bearcats Z. I'm assuming that's their team too. I know they've been running with this team name for a while, so I think that's just their team too. It's just they use the letter Z for some reason. But that's not the important thing. The important thing here is that both teams are undefeated coming into this matchup. It is a tie for first place right now between LVC and UC. They are both 4-0 in the NACE Varsity Plus East 4 Conference, which is considered GC1, which both teams have a GC3, so I don't really know how that works out. But obviously it's the average, but again, the average doesn't work out that well for both teams, I'm pretty sure. So I don't know how that happened, but that's NACE's problem, not ours. But seeing the stats from LVC, at least the NACE specific stats, I think it is something that is really intriguing to point out here. Both Frenchie and Samus both have 10 goals in all of their NACE matchups. Of course, that's only between 2 series because the other 2 were forfeit wins. But Frenchie and Samus both sharing 10 goals. Bichette's right there with 9. Almost 30 goals total for the team, which is insane just between 2 series as well. But I do think that that is something that'll be pivotal for tonight. Looking at the Cincinnati roster here, they, of course, as I had said, are also 4-0, and their wins come across as they also end up having. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong team. Here we go. I have the right team pulled up now, as they have only dropped 2 or 3 maps total across the 4 matches that they have played. They don't have any forfeit wins. Of course, this is Cincinnati. Real quick, actually, let me run this real quick so you know who I'm talking about. Cincinnati here, as they are currently sitting at 4-0, as I had mentioned, and they have a 3-1 win against Purdue Northwest, 3-0s against North Dakota State and Manchester, and a 3-2 win over Ozarks Technical College. So I don't think I can really speak on the quality of those teams, especially Manchester and North Dakota State. They have not played LVC yet, so I don't really know what those two look like. But Purdue Northwest got 3-1 by UC, which makes sense. They weren't in anything crazy from what I remember in that series. And OTC was a forfeit win, so I can't speak on them either. But regardless, UC coming in at 4-0, they did go to Game 5 with OTC, which is something that's pretty interesting, and they all looked like decently scoring games. Every game had at least 3 goals scored by one team, except for Game 4, which was a 2-0. So definitely 2 high-scoring teams from what I'm seeing, at least in these stats here. It's at least what I'm seeing. So something that will be interesting to keep note of. And also, going back to LVC for just a second, their stats have been pretty incredible across the entire year, as they have just been not only goal heavy, but they've also been very demo heavy, something that has just been, I'd imagine, frustrating for a lot of teams that they have played over the season. Just looking at the NACE stats, I mean, Frenchie alone has 12 demos across the 2 series, and that's not to mention the other 2. Bichette's at 9, and Samus also at 11. So 32 total demos across the entire roster just in NACE play. That's not overall. That's just NACE. If you want to talk overall, that demos column becomes something otherworldly. Frenchie has 148 demos across all competitions in the fall. And I think that's just quite annoying if I would be playing against them. And 325 if you were curious for the total number across every player. That includes Fuzzy as well, who has 10. I believe he played in 1 series, 2 series, something like that. And that's he's at 10 demos. So the total 325 is really just something that you don't see too often from a lot of teams, but LVC basing a lot of their gameplay around it, especially on their kickoffs. It is almost always a demo on the kickoff specifically. Then outside of that, it's of course just based on where they want to put the ball, who's passing to who is positioned wherever. And typically there's a demo coming in. Almost every single shot that is on target has a demo next to it or near the play somewhere. But that should be something to watch in this team. And I think we should be just about ready to get into the series here. From what I'm seeing, just looking like we need to wait on the Cincinnati players. And also, if you weren't aware, tonight is a doubleheader. We have Cincinnati Z taking on Rocket League, of course. That should be taking place here in just a minute or two, hopefully. The start time is 7, and it is currently 7. So should be getting into the lobby any moment now. And outside of that, we have LVC Valorant taking on Cornell University Red at 8 p.m. So directly after this series, we're basically just going to go straight shutting the stream off and then turning it back on probably 5 to 10 minutes later, if that, depending on how long this series goes. And we will show LVC Valorant taking on Cornell directly after this. That's also a very important matchup, as if LVC wins, they put themselves in a great spot for playoffs where they can essentially not have to worry as much about beating the top team in their division. I forget who it is off the top of my head. I have it pulled up, but those are numbers I'll talk about later. But again, very important matchup that will be going down at 8 p.m. Eastern. But at 7 p.m. Eastern, which is right now, we have LVC Rocket League taking on Cincinnati. And again, I'm excited for this one. Both teams are 4-0. LVC has only played 2 matchups in NACE leading up to this, so it's not as good of a read on the division as what I'm seeing from Cincinnati, at least from their perspective. But either way, 2 teams that have not lost a game yet or series yet, as LVC has not lost a singular game. They have the 2 forfeit wins, and both of their other wins that they did play in are 3-0s. As we now are into the game. I should say we are in the lobby. I thought the Cincinnati players were in, but they haven't joined just yet. But I'm assuming since we have started the game up that they're joining in just a second, and then we'll be ready to go. If you weren't here last week, LVC Rocket League did take on Mountain Union in their NECC matchup. Their NACE matchup was against OC Delta, but OC had to forfeit that one, so they didn't play. On last Wednesday, for the first time ever, I missed a stream. I was not here last Wednesday. Again, I do apologize for that. Missing that stream. That was the first one in probably 2 years I've ever missed. But LVC ended up falling to University of Mountain Union, their first regular season loss of the season, to UMU in NECC play. So I believe they dropped to 2nd in their conference or something like that. But also, there's still a few more weeks left in NECC play, so there might be a couple ties for first place with undefeated teams. Something like that. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I'd have to pull that stat from NECC, and I don't have it pulled up, so I'm not going to go through that. But LVC, Cincinnati should be, again, starting momentarily. The Cincinnati players are not in the lobby just yet, so we are just currently waiting for them to get in this lobby, and then we'll be ready to start. And in fact, I may just throw it to a small little break as we wait for them to join in, but I'm assuming that they should be in soon. I'm taking a wild guess and saying they've been invited, so I don't want to throw it to a break, then have to just toss it right back to here if I don't have to. Looking at other stats here for this LVC team, something else that has been pretty important in terms of their play. Let me pull up the right spreadsheet here. 18 total saves across the NACE season. I'm going to just keep pulling the numbers directly from the NACE season rather than overall and all of that sort of stuff. So in NACE play, they have 18 total saves. They're averaging 3 a game, something that's also been very pivotal to their success in this division, as not only are they scoring a lot of goals with 29 total, averaging almost 5 a game, they are also saving a lot of the shots coming at them per game at 18 or 3 saves per game. 2 very, very big stats for them, as they have been performing very well. 2 3-0s in the season and 2 forfeit wins, looking like they want to take that first place spot for playoffs. I think every team makes or it's like top 6 in NACE makes playoffs. In NECC, they changed it this year to top 4, but I believe in NACE it's still top 6. I'd have to look at the stats, but finally the players of Cincinnati have joined the lobby, so we should be ready to go in just a second or two as all the players get on their respective teams, and then we kick this off. Oh yeah, also something I want to mention real quick is the series is now starting. Cincinnati's logo is unfortunately black, which means you can't see it. You can only see the red underline. So I apologize for not being able to see anything but the underline of the Cincinnati logo. There's nothing I can do about that, as that's just what their logo is. But we are now in the game. Game number 1. 2 4-0 teams looking to make a statement. Who will get on the board first? It'll be Frenchie looking to get a flick over top, trying to go for that bump on Ezio, but ultimately it will be Cincinnati taking it back out. Neither team with really major control yet, but LVC looking a bit more organized. We saw a double commit there from Cincinnati, and already Frenchie on the board. A quick score from LVC, just a little over 30 seconds in, 33 to be exact. Great play from Frenchie there. Sees the open space and decides to take it for himself. And LVC look to make it to that 5-0 category. The only undefeated team left. As a shot comes in from Ezio, just a bit too high for that one. Hits off the top crossbar, and there's the demos that LVC certainly loves. Lord Guillermo getting taken down. And SGA just trying to send it downfield, but LVC quick to respond. A reset from Frenchie. Ezio, though, for the counter. LVC looking to put the pressure on, looking to just boost starve and make the passing plays that they're very well known for. Samus tosses it down to Frenchie, doesn't get there. But Bichettes does, and look at the cleanup from Bichettes. 2-0, and LVC just looking like the better team right now. We've seen a few maybe mistouches, miscommunications between Cincinnati's roster, and that's really starting to show against a team like LVC, who's very pass-oriented, very organized in how they want to rotate, how they want to play the game, how they want to control the field. As Samus getting all the way up for that one, almost maybe able to redirect that one towards net. Although it'll be Ezio looking to carry it out. Has no help. Demo again onto Lord Guillermo. Bichettes down to Frenchie infield. Pass connects, and LVC now make it a hat trick, 3-0. Of course, no player will have an actual hat trick, but 3-0 regardless. Puts the hat on the team, on the team's cap. And with 3.5 remaining, LVC could start to make this one out of hand unless if SGA has something to say about it. But it'll actually lead to Samus just launching one at the UC net. Is there anything that they can get done here? They have looked very, very rough at the start of the series. That's it with the bump though on the player, and that almost leads to a Lord Guillermo goal. But LVC getting back for the save. That's that organized play I've been talking about. The rotations have been very clean, and it's allowed for those plays of Cincinnati to just be halted right at the start. Samus doing a great job just contesting in the midfield here. Gives Bichettes some time to get down there. Who at least gets the demo onto Lord Guillermo again. I think it's the 4th or 5th time Lord Guillermo's been demoed. Bichettes looking to launch this one up to his teammate. Ended up being Guillermo though. Giving it to Cincinnati for just a second. LVC again just continuing to maintain possession. Not really allowing Cincinnati to do much of anything on the pitch right now. Frenchie almost bullying that one in. Bichettes off the backboard. Is someone there to respond? Samus keeping it in play. Frenchie just tosses it back to Bichettes. He's going to be able to take it just a little bit. Actually just gets countered, shot on target. Frenchie with the save. But again, it's going to be a counter for LVC. There really hasn't been much present danger from Cincinnati. As Bichettes just going to 50 that one, or take that one off the hands of, I believe it was Guillermo. As actually, it was Ezio trying to get a big touch out, but Bichettes just contesting it, forcing that one to go down into the net. And this is starting to get out of hand for LVC. 4-0, 152 remaining. Certainly, this one will go their way, barring an impending disaster from Lebanon Valley. They've, again, just looked great to start this one out. Lord Guillermo trying to put it off the back wall, see if Frenchie maybe misplays it, but he'll keep it close to him. And now close to Samus. Just Just looking for a bang downfield, but that's going to be put right in the midfield. Bichette's looking for a double, doesn't get up far enough. Even so, Ezio is on the backboard there. Ezio now going to lead this one to Lord Guillermo, and there's no one back for LVC. So finally, Cincinnati getting on the board, but it may just be too little too late. Good pass, though, from Ezio, just barely beating out Frenchie, I believe it was, for that ball. Either Frenchie or Bichette's, one of the two. Samus just not back in time. Doesn't have any boost either. So finally, Cincinnati getting something to go their way. Lord Guillermo looking to make it 2. Frenchie has the boost, though. He can go coast to coast, and that's what he's looking to do here. Has the reset. Doesn't get to use it, though. Bichette's just going to send it to the corner. Ezio, again, struggling to carry the ball there. Going to have to go to Lord Guillermo. SGA. Going to maybe finally put pressure on this LVC team, but they haven't really been able to do a whole lot throughout game number 1. It's just been all LVC until that bump there. SGA, SGAV, I don't know how you want to pronounce that. Finally putting a second there for Cincinnati. The comeback is definitely possible, but it would likely have to mean a kickoff goal here for this one. An off kickoff, that's not what Cincinnati wanted to see. Going straight towards the back of their net. Frenchie now up for this one. Looking for the double. Actually just going to leave this one down for Samus as the lead continues to get extended. And may have just shut the door on any potential comeback. Samus going to get the reverse for the backwards goal there. And LVC just continue to coast in game 1. Just 20 seconds remaining. LVC just going to start throwing the ball to each other. See if they can get a big passing play here. Samus puts off the backboard. Can he score this one? Almost does. That player net just patient enough. Frenchie trying to get there off the wall. Is it game number 1 going to go LVC's way in a fairly dominant fashion? They didn't really look like they struggled whatsoever in game 1. And they may even put a 6th in there. But this one will end up touching the ground in game number 1. Never really showing away from LVC. As we take a look at the stats here. 5 saves from Ezio. And still LVC put 5 in the back of the net. I mean, if you look at that shots category, you can see why. And even the demos category too. Like I mentioned, I'm pretty sure Lord Guillermo himself got demoed about 5 times in that game. And LVC looking like the better 4-0 team here, looking like they want to put themselves at 5 in the top of the mountain of this East 4 conference. Heading into game number 2. Gonna want to see Cincinnati put the pacing up just a bit further. Bichette's, though, looking to get it down to Frenchie early. And just a bit short on the pass, but there is a whiff, so Frenchie does have the time. Gets the reset pass to Samus. Coming across a bit too quickly. Good looks from LVC, just not quite good execution. And you're going to want to also see Cincinnati start putting this one in the air a bit more. LVC have been great in the air and on the ground. The awareness from LVC has just been fantastic so far in the series. But look at this from Lord Guillermo. Has a chance to shoot, but sends that one way far across. So now it'll be SGA looking to send this one over to Guillermo, and actually just going to leave it for him. Shot on target, but Samus waiting for it in net. Ezio. It's someone poked away by Frenchie. LVC again looking to go on the attack. Bichette's down to Frenchie. Shot. Target. Not good enough. That was a fantastic looking shot. Just a little bit too far left. Gonna soar away. Samus just looking to make a play out of something. Or out of nothing, really. Is there anyone mid for LVC? It'll be Samus off the backboard. Frenchie almost slotting that one through. It'll end up leading to Bichette's having to get control of the ball. As the rest of his team looks to rotate back. Good work from Bichette's there. Just gets enough time for his teammates to rotate all the way back to their net. And again, Bichette's just doing what he can. Wasting time. The boost getting gathered by LVC, looking to make a play. And finally, we're seeing some aerial passes. A shot coming on target for Cincinnati. They've looked much better in game 2. As they're looking to put one on the board, take their first lead of the series, but Bumps gonna have to do something more. Bichette's off the backboard, not gonna get there, but Samus, the only man in position. There's no one from Cincinnati really gonna get there. Samus now looking for the reset, actually just looking for the dribble into the bottom corner. Not gonna end up going, but can anyone from LVC get back for this? Guillermo not on target. Ezio is, but he gets blocked. Another shot on target, not gonna go off the backboard once more. Somehow LVC have gotten out of that with a bunch of saves and no goals on for Cincinnati. The clean sheet being maintained. Demo comes in for Frenchie. And by some way, LVC has managed to get not only control of the ball, but also maintain that clean sheet in game number 2. Looked very sketchy, but now LVC on the attack, on the prowl, seeing if they can find anything here. They've been starting to get held here in game number 2. Finally, Cincinnati looking like the 4-0 team that their record presents them as. Testing as Lord Guillermo, not going to get there in time, but forces Samus into a bit of an awkward touch. Frenchie, though, again up there. Look at that pass, and look at that shot from Samus. There's no one back to contest for Cincinnati, no one in front of the net. And the rotation being capitalized on. Great shot there from Samus, great pass from Frenchie. But that's a passing play you'll always see from this team. 1-0 on the board. And look at that, Ezio just upping the pace, looking to blast that one towards the LVC net. Does get contested though. As Samus from all the way up top, actually gonna get that one to Frenchie as he puts that one on the board. Look at this from Samus, almost puts that one in himself, but Frenchie does come across and make sure it goes through. Great work from both players on LVC to make that happen. And now again, LVC are starting to cruise. Reset from Bichette's. Does decide to take it, and a clean one from Bichette's. Putting a third in the back of the Cincinnati net. And this is just series as a whole has just been LVC. Nothing Cincinnati has been able to do. And LVC, if this is the only other undefeated team of the conference, LVC may be looking at a dominant run to a East 4 title, but of course that is a bit far in the future. And there's a lot more Rocket League to be played there. But if this is the form they keep all season long, it's looking scary for any team in this conference. And look at that, Samus putting another one in just to make sure of it. Fantastic work from LVC. They are looking like a well-oiled machine in this series with Cincinnati. They are out for blood after that loss to UMU. And you can even see on the player cams, nothing too special today. They are dialed in for this one. Bit of contention there. Samus just trying to take some time off the clock, get this over to game 3. They will look to close it out. Samus just with a big touch there now, forcing anything out of Cincinnati. Redirect from SGA, not gonna go. Now Guillermo trying to send it back, but no one home for Cincinnati. That communication has just not been on for Cincinnati. They have not looked like a clean team. They've been some double commits, some missed rotations, just not ideal play from Cincinnati, especially when you're taking on a team like Lebanon Valley. Bump there though from Guillermo. Not gonna lead to anything. Samus actually almost putting that one on target, but Frenchie will and make it 5. This has just been a masterclass from the side of Lebanon Valley. Nothing Cincinnati has been able to do against this team. And the Dutchman looking to roll to a 5-0 scoreline, or 5-0 record as they've shown in this scoreline. Demo there off kickoff. That demo stat is just going to skyrocket after this series. There's been so many. I believe it was 7 total in game 1. There's been a fair amount here in game 2. Clock now dwindling down, and it's going to be an LVC victory as they look to put a 3-0 on the board. Ezio maybe trying to get something for Cincinnati. As SGA just waiting for it out mid. Look at that pass from Samus all the way down to Frenchie. Can Bichette get it off the backboard? He does, but Samus can't put it through fast enough. Will end up hitting the ground, and it will only be a 5-0. I say only. That's only because it could have been a 10-0, to be quite frank. Actually, 9 total shots on net, so maybe not. But regardless, and you can see in that demos category too, LVC just looking to slam the door shut on this Cincinnati team, looking to put themselves in a very strong 5-0 spot. And that may just be it. As you can see, 2 goals from Samus and Frenchie apiece. Bichette's making sure to put one in too, and also 2 saves apiece from Samus and Frenchie to go with their goals. So really, the stat sheet just being padded by LVC here. They have not been, honestly, I will say, it doesn't look like they've been challenged at all in this series. As we await the readying up from Cincinnati, just looking to get something together, see if they can maybe start a reverse sweep here, but it'll take basically everything that has been in the Cincinnati roster so far in the year if they want to take this series. And it starts here in Game 3. That's always the swing game. That's always the one that's going to be telling who could take the series. But at this moment in time, I don't see much possibility of it being the side of Cincinnati. LVC has just looked so clinical all series long. As we get into game number 3. So anything Cincinnati can do, or will LVC just steamroll to that 3-0 victory? We'll have to find out. As a 50 out mid, just going to leave Frenchie and Bichette with the ball, and it'll end up being Frenchie who takes it off the ceiling. It's a slight redirect, but with 0 boost, he's not able to do a whole lot there. LVC just going to wait for the plays of Cincinnati, seeing where they decide to put it out mid. Going to be a whiff there from Frenchie. Bichette's now launching it downfield, but here comes SGA looking to make a play off Samus. Not going to go. So just big touches here early, and if you remember last game, it took a while for either team to put anything on the board despite it ending in a 5-0 scoreline. Guillermo not going to get anything there. Ezio going to get blocked by Bichette. He's also going to, I assume, look for a bump. Now has to look for the ball. Puts it out mid. Guillermo actually hitting it off of Bichette there. Frenchie just trying to take an awkward possession. Doesn't get anywhere with it. So for Cincinnati, again, back on the attack, but not for very long. Bichette with a good touch out. Sends that all the way over to Frenchie, who puts it in the corner. Demo from Guillermo, but also Ezio getting demoed himself. First minute and a half of this game, and really just been contested like we saw in Game 2. But after LVC put that first one on the board, it was really just a slaughter from there. LVC to open the floodgates. Put 4 more on. Almost a 5th. And Frenchie not going to get there, and SGA going to capitalize. So finally, Cincinnati getting on the board first. And that is their first lead of the series here tonight. Finally, Cincinnati have some life in them. But is one goal enough? We shall have to see. As the demo comes in there from Samus off kickoff, that's just going to be an own goal. And Cincinnati have 2 on the board. Frenchie not getting the touch he wanted. Just looking for a pass back, and that's going to go right into the LVC net. And certainly not ideal for LVC here. Now things might get a bit sketchy if you're London Valley. You don't want to send this to 4. You want to end this now, but you're going to need 2 goals that go unanswered. And SGA looking to make it 3, but doesn't get there. Lord Guillermo getting 50. But now Cincinnati looking like they have that offensive prowess that they have been showing in previous games. Lord Guillermo with a shot top right, not going to go. He misses off target. If that was on target, that was a goal. Bichette's now going to send this one down to Samus. And LVC need to put one in here soon. They want to have a chance in this series. Jets getting a good poke out, and he's getting another one around. So can he send it down to his teammates fast enough? Samus not going to get there in time for the shot to be on target. Lord Gamma taking a really good 50 out towards the LVC corner. SGA will go up, Bichette's just going to keep contesting. Now Frenchie off the side wall, doesn't get the redirect, but Bichette's at least makes up for it. Can LVC put one through? They need a goal here soon if they want to put this lead within one. But again, Cincinnati just continuing to take time off the clock, and that's all they really need to do here in game 3 if they want to take this. Jets just going to give this one to Samus, looking for a pass out, but he doesn't get there in time. So LVC maybe in a bit of trouble here in game 3. Finally, Cincinnati getting something on the board. That touch, though, is really close to the Cincinnati net. Not going to go. Jets trying to get it back out to Samus, but doesn't have the angle. Shot not going to go. Now LVC needs to start ramping it up. There's only a minute on the clock, so they got to get something here soon. Bichette's back down to Samus, not going, but Frenchie at least capitalizes on the play. You can see Cincinnati getting a bit panicked there in front of their net as a few shots go down. That double commit's going to cost them a goal, and now there is an opportunity for a comeback here for LVC. Demo comes in. Now Samus looking to make a play. Frenchie, though, going to take it from him. And now looking for something off the backboard. Bichettes is here. Can he get a touchdown? No. Samus off the backboard, too. Not going to get it to Frenchie fast enough. Now Frenchie gets demoed, too. Going to slow down this push a little bit. Samus going to whiff. Bichettes does get it down. Samus, though, out to Frenchie. Does LVC have a play here? Not just yet. 30 seconds. LVC needs him to get something here now. They have enough. Frenchie gets bumped. Bichettes is at least back. There's only two players that commit to that. SGA gets 50. Should be enough time, though, for the other two to get back. That's an awkward touch, though. Ezio needs to get it out, and he's doing just that. He's doing a great job of just holding the ball, getting time off the clock, and it may just be Cincinnati that takes game number 3 here. Ball cannot hit the ground for LVC, and it does. We head to a game number 4. Finally, Cincinnati getting something, but it comes off an own goal from LVC. And finally, Cincinnati looking like the 4-0 team that their record says they are. And you can even look at that saves column. It's basically even. And alongside that, the shots, I mean, basically even as well. So that could have gone either way. But it will be a game number 4. Can Cincinnati continue the reverse sweep? Or will LVC shut the door on that here and now? Ezio with 0 boost, needs to be careful. That's going to float right down mid, but the bump doesn't get there in time, and also Ezio with a demo. Bichette's just lobbing this one on net, forcing an awkward save. So now his team will have time to get upfield. Also steal some extra boost. See Frenchie there taking that one. Attention. Is that 50? Actually going to go towards the net of Cincinnati. And look at that. Bichette's doing just enough to get that one into the back of the Cincinnati net. Bit of an awkward play. 2 players commit, and that's going to be the punish from Bichette's and LVC. That's exactly what they needed after game number 3. They need to get one on the board early. They've shown that they've been the better team for the most part, and that's going to be another goal. And now LVC in a prime spot to start slamming the door shut on the reverse sweep of Cincinnati. Samus with a fantastic shot from that angle. Getting up just in time to put that one back. And now the groove is getting kicked into for Lebanon Valley. Bit of an awkward touch from Frenchie that could lead to a goal here As SGA going to capitalize, and now Cincinnati back within one. Back and forth here in game 4. But this time, it is LVC with the advantage. Can they hold on to it? Still 4 minutes remaining in this one. And that could be all that Cincinnati needs to make a comeback here. As Samus looking to make a play. It's going to be Bichette's going back up too. Doesn't get there. So now Frenchie carrying it out. He's going to get that one all the way over to Bichette's. Bichette's with the 50 over top, and that's going to be an own goal. Somehow, Bichette's going to get the credit for that one, but it comes straight off this touch here. Just trying to send it back. Ezio looking for a read off the backboard, ends up putting it right into his own net, and that could be a big mistake there from Cincinnati. And that may just be the dagger. Samus looking to send this one down, and that will be another goal. LVC just throwing haymakers here at Cincinnati. That's all they need to do if they want to win this game. With 3:30 left on the clock, there still is time for Cincinnati to get back on the board, but it is going to be very, very tough, especially with how LVC has played. But it's pinches like that that could do the job, but it just is a bit off, but it doesn't matter. The demo and the player in net give SGA the free shot and the free goal. So Cincinnati not out of it yet. Ezio with a crucial demo. And this game has just been a shootout, 4-2. LVC looking to, of course, put that lead to even further up. That's almost a lead eraser from Lord Guillermo, looking to capitalize on the awkward shot or awkward save from LVC. Frenchie just having to take it backwards. Leaves it for Bichette's demo again from Ezio. Onto the player in net, but that shot is just a bit off target. Lord Guillermo not being able to put that one on. And we've seen a few of those from Cincinnati. Shots just not going on target, like that one there from Samus. That's been the story of the series for Cincinnati. They've had a lot of opportunities, but haven't been able to capitalize, as a lot of their shots have just been a bit far right, a bit far left. And LVC taking full advantage of it. And look at that pinch towards the LVC net, just barely getting tossed out there by Bichette's. SGA now looking to carry, looking for a flick. Samus, though, plays the 1v1 to perfection. Keeps that one away from the back of his net. And now he's going to launch this one over to Frenchie. Pass just a bit too hot, and Frenchie just barely without enough boost. Now off backboard. Is there anyone there? Shetz, at least keeping it in play for just a little bit longer. Now Frenchie going to go for, I believe, a read. Doesn't get there. But this is what you want to see from LVC. Taking time off the clock and also threatening the net of Cincinnati even more, especially while just holding that 2-goal lead. Cincinnati need to get out of their own half, and they may have just done it here. Ezio, 50 towards the LVC net, not going to go. Now Bichette's taking some touches out mid. 0 boost, but the pinch with Samus going to lead to almost a perfect pass to Frenchie, but he is playing a bit patient. As Frenchie ends up bumping Bichette's. Bit of a sketchy one there. Demo now. So this is an opportunity for Cincinnati. Can they get the shot on target? They do. Now it's only a 1-goal lead for Cincinnati, or 1-goal lead for LVC. Great play there from Cincinnati, looking much more polished here in game number 4 compared to pretty much the rest of LVC, or pretty much the rest of the series. And that makes things just a bit scarier for LVC. Of course, they still have that 2-1 lead in the series, but they definitely don't want to see a game 5 where they could be reverse swept. especially in a battle for first place like this one. Just looking to set the tone and looking to continue their streak. And if they can keep it in this Cincinnati half for essentially the rest of the game, and maybe that right there could just do it. Great work from LVC to keep the foot on the gas. Samus with a 50 off the backboard, gonna go right to Frenchie. Lord Guillermo doesn't get up in time, and LVC able to once again push it to a 2-goal lead. Samus sending it out. Trying to get a 50 there, but not gonna go. Frenchie will take this one from Bichette, looking for a pass off the backboard. Doesn't get the bump on the Ezio, but Bichette's at least getting another touch to the side. And that should do it, ladies and gentlemen. LVC going to go to 5-0 on the NACE season, take sole possession of first place in their division. They have looked phenomenal in NACE play. And it's series like this that show exactly why. And barring any losses as that final goal goes in for Cincinnati, but it'll be too little too late. 4-5 will be game number 4 scoreline. Great work from LVC. As you can see it go in there for just the last second. We'll take a look at the stat sheet here at the end of the game. As Lebanon Valley finally claiming sole possession of first place in the NACE Varsity Plus East 4 Conference. That is going to do things here for us, at least for now, for Rocket League, as LVC put on a very, very strong performance. Again, taking first place in their division, taking it over Cincinnati with a 3-1 victory there. That's also the first match that they've lost in NACE play. But that's going to have to do it here for us. We will have to turn the stream off real quick and turn it back on in about 15 to roughly minutes as LVC Valorant looking to prepare for their series, which is also very crucial for playoffs. If they win here, they could very likely clinch a spot in the NECC Challengers Mid-East B Division, I believe is what they're in. They have a really long division name. I'll look it up later. But they could take a playoff spot in their position as they look to take on Cornell University Red. But we will see you guys then. But if you don't join us there, make sure you follow us on Twitter and Instagram to see the rest of our matches throughout the rest of the week. And, of course, the rest of the time here as we are on Twitter and Instagram at LVC_esports on both those platforms. Be sure to follow us down there if you want to see our matches, our videos, and even whatever other content we end up posting. I know we posted standings earlier this weekend, the weekly articles we put out, all that sort of stuff. So be sure to follow us over there to see all of our updates. That's going to do it for us for Rocket League. We'll be back in just about 12 to 10-ish minutes with LVC Valorant taking on Cornell Red. We will see you guys then.